What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be installing a new door handle on Drew's E90 335i. I'm sure a lot of you guys have this problem where the door handle kind of crumbles after some time. This is a 2011, it's obviously been out in the sun a lot, and so eventually the door handle, the material that BMW uses on the door handle is really shitty. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. All right, so this is the passenger door handle here. As you can kind of see, it's starting to crumble and it's extremely sticky. I know this has been a pretty common problem for the E series, even some other models. Actually, my F30, I think a lot of guys have also reported the same issue. I have fortunately never had a problem with any of mine. Even my E90 335, I never had a problem with this either, but this is extremely sticky to the touch, and it's just really disgusting. So Drew actually went online and bought a new door handle, so we're going to show you guys how to replace that. It's just the inner side. The outer side is still okay, but he did purchase the outer side as well if we wanted to replace that, but I'll assess that once we get this off. Okay, so like I said, Drew ordered both the inner and outer for the front passenger door handle. I think both of these were purchased on eBay, so it's not an OEM part, but there's so many of these out there now that it really doesn't matter. But that's essentially what it will look like when we replace these two pieces. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. First, what we need to do is actually remove this little trim piece here. And what we can do is use a trim tool. So I've got my little trim tool here. I'm just going to start here on this edge. I'm just going to wedge it in between the door card and the actual trim piece here. And once you get it going, you can kind of use your fingers and go all the way across. Do it. Just don't pull extremely hard. It'll come off. There we go. And if the little plastic tabs happen to come off, you can pull it off of the trim piece like this one. We can actually pull this off and put it back in there when we go to reinstall. Okay, the next thing we need to do here is remove this outer part of the door handle. I'm going to use a trim tool. We're going to start here on the top. I'm just going to kind of wedge it in between the handle and the leather. Let's see, start this side. You can see it kind of pops out, and then you can kind of work your way down. Just kind of prop up. I'm going to use my other hand here to kind of help pull this off. There we go. So it's all just compression fitted on there. I think we're going to go ahead and replace this one too, just because it's getting pretty disgusting as well. Then what you need to do is get yourself a Torx T20, and we're going to go ahead and remove this screw right here. Okay, so once you've got that one out, we need to remove 3 more. There's one here, here, and here. We're basically going to remove the entire door panel to do this. Next step, we need to pop all these clips. There's a bunch of clips that go around the entire perimeter of the door panel. So I like to start up in this corner. It's just a little bit easier. Take a trim tool, carefully give it a little pop, just like that, and then kind of go, use your fingers and go around, down. There we go. And then the middle part is just held on by these metal clips right here. And just pull it out just like that. And then you'll see the back side's got some wires here. So we need to go ahead and unplug a couple things here. We're going to go ahead and plug the speaker first. Just grab this blue wire, unplug. And then down here, we have to unplug the window switch. So we just kind of grab it and straight out. So that pops off, and then down here you also have the light, which we can, I'm just going to remove the whole light itself. There we go. Pull that out of there. So that's that, and now what we need to do is remove this actual door handle. Okay, so to remove this part, all we need to do is kind of grab it, pull straight up. You'll notice it releases the actual handle. So now that that's loose, we can remove this entire door panel out of the way. This is what the back of the door panel looks like. So if we zoom in here a little bit for you, you can actually see there are 4 plastic rivets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 are what holds the door handle on the other side. So when working on the back side of the door panel here, it's a smart idea to wear gloves because this is kind of fiberglass material and it will get stuck to your skin and it'll be real itchy. So might want to wear some gloves, but what we're going to do is basically, I've got a flathead screwdriver here. I'm going to basically prop these up and break these little plastic rivets apart, and that will free the door handle. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take my flathead and kind of work my way around breaking this up. So if you're having some trouble using the flathead screwdriver, you can go ahead and get yourself a drill and a bit. So I actually have a 1/4 inch bit. We're going to start with that first, and I'm basically going to drill this out. Move up to a 3/8 inch. There we go. So we just need to break off that piece. As you can see, broke the top off of it. And I figure it's easier to use the drill just because I don't want to booger up, you know, this nice fiberglass. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. Broke that off. And we're going to do the same thing down on the other 2. It's pretty simple. There we go. Now we just need to kind of push this through. See, it kind of pops out. So I'm just taking my screwdriver and pushing the handle out, and it should come free. There we go. So this is really no longer usable. So this is what BMW uses, and they basically just melt the plastic. There's basically little rods that come through here and they melt the plastic right onto the door panel itself. So that's the old one. The new one looks like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this in. They supplied us with a couple new screws. So we should have 4 screws in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll just sit on just like that. So these actually have a built-in washer on them, and that's gonna be a Phillips. Okay, so go ahead and screw this into place. I'm gonna put my other hand on the other side of it just to hold it in place. In nice and tight. And same thing here on the bottom. Should hold the back side. One more, and that'll be good to go. Okay, I'll flip this over and show you guys what the new one looks like. Nice and clean, not sticky, super easy to replace. All right, door panel is ready to go back on, so go ahead and basically plug everything back in. I'm gonna start with the door handle itself. Make sure your door handle is pushed back with one hand and the other one. Just gonna Put it in just like that and push down until it clips into place. Test it, make sure everything's good to go there, which it is. Go ahead and plug your speakers back in. The other wire here is for, one's for your light and one is for your window switches. Window switch, which is underneath here. Windows in one direction. Plug it in. Push this guy through. Alright, just like that. And now we can go ahead and put this back on. Make sure none of your wires are in the way. And go ahead and reinstall the door panel. Make sure this locking mechanism's up there. Check your wires one last time. It looks pretty good. And then make sure you put these clips in up on top. So line it up, push it on. Alright, it's all back into place. Give it a couple hits and check all your spacing. Should be all good to go now. And put your light back in, bottom here. Now we can go ahead and reinstall these T20 screws, all 4 of them. These don't need to be super tight because it is going into plastic, so go ahead and put your T20 back in here up top. And finally, we can take our new piece, new outer trim piece, and clip this on. So again, this is just compression fitted, so it just needs to go on just like this and squeeze it on. Perfect. Perfect fitment too. Color matched and everything. So eBay, pretty much anything on eBay these days is for this kind of stuff will work. After that, we've got all these other T20s in. We can go ahead and reinstall our trim piece. And then this should be good to go. That's it. Alright guys, that just about wraps up for the passenger side door handle replacement. Pretty simple to do as long as you know how to take off a door card. Nothing really to it. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know. Otherwise, we will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Thanks for watching.